on me. You chicken.
Both fighters are in excellent
Can you say
and
that one
exceptional
more
shape.
time?
He called Muhammad Ali a chicken to his face.
Chicken.
He called him a coward. He stood in front of cameras in Madison Square Garden and clucked at the greatest fighter on earth. What he didn't know was that he had less than 6 years left to live, and that he wouldn't die in a boxing ring. He would die at the gate of a brothel in the Nevada desert. This is the night Muhammad Ali silenced the loudest mouth in Argentina. Oscar Bonavena was born in 1942 in one of the poorest neighborhoods of Buenos Aires, a barrio of tin roofs and tango. His family had nothing. He fought in the streets before he ever fought in a ring. By 1964, he was on the Argentine Olympic team. By 1966, he was a top 10 heavyweight in the world. He didn't box. He attacked. Head down, hooks looping, feet shuffling. He looked like he was wrestling a ghost. Trainers hated his style. Opponents got hit by it. And he had a mouth on him that filled stadiums.
Keep talking. Now I know you're gonna get a whooping.
In 1966, Joe Frazier was the next big thing in American boxing. Undefeated, Olympic gold, being groomed to take on Muhammad Ali himself.
I think Muhammad Ali is in real trouble now.
Bonavena was supposed to be a stepping stone.
1964 Olympic boxing champion.
Instead, in the second round, the Argentinian dropped Joe Frazier. Twice. Frazier got up. He survived. He won a hard decision. But years later, Frazier himself called Bonavena one of the toughest men he ever faced. So when Muhammad Ali came out of a 3.5-year exile looking for a tune-up before challenging Frazier for the title, Bonavena's name came up, and he was not going to be a stepping stone. You have to remember where Muhammad Ali was at the end of 1970. He had not fought in 3.5 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Muhammad Ali has just refused to be inducted into the United States Armed Forces.
The government had taken his title, his license, his passport, because he refused to be drafted into Vietnam. He was 28 years old, going broke giving $50 college speeches and waiting for the Supreme Court to decide whether he was allowed to be a free man. When the ban was finally lifted, he came back rusty, slower, heavier. To get Frazier, he needed one more knockout, one more statement. Bonavena was the test.
Clay. Clay?
I said Muhammad Ali.
He refused to call him Muhammad Ali. He called him Cassius Clay. He called him Negro Clay. For Ali, refusing his Muslim name was the deepest insult anyone could throw. But Bonavena went further. He looked at the man who had given up everything rather than fight in Vietnam.
Good deal.
And he made chicken noises at him. He flapped his elbows. He called him a black kangaroo for the way he danced. He told reporters in broken English that he was going to send Muhammad Ali running again. December 7th, 1970, Madison Square Garden, 15 rounds, and almost nobody, including Muhammad Ali, knew how hard the next hour was about to be.
Introducing from South America, Oscar Ringo Bonavena. His opponent from Louisville, Kentucky, Muhammad Ali.
From the opening bell, Ali is uncomfortable. Bonavena doesn't stand at range. He doesn't trade jabs. He charges, head down, hooks looping, shoulders bumping. Awkward, clumsy, impossible to time. Ali circles. Ali jabs. The shots bounce off without effect. And the Argentinian just keeps coming.
Trunks with the white waistband. Throwing much love.
By the middle round, something becomes clear. Bonavena is not just durable. He is hurting Muhammad Ali. The legs that had carried him around Sonny Liston, the legs that made him untouchable, they aren't there. He's been away too long. The ring rust is real. And every time Ali tries to plant and punch, Bonavena is already inside, working the body.
There it is. And then Landis. Chopping at him with the left. A good left. Chopping at him with the left. Good left by Bonavena in retaliation.
In the 9th round, Bonavena lands a left hook that buckles Ali's knees. The Garden, which had come to see Muhammad Ali make a statement, suddenly realizes something is going very wrong. Ali survives the round, but the body language is wrong. He's grimacing, he's holding. He's grabbing the back of Bonavena's neck and trying to suffocate the work rate. And in the middle of the fight, between exchanges, you can still hear the Argentinian clucking at him.
And this crowd has come alive. Round
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The fight is uglier than anyone wanted. Ali is winning rounds on the scorecards, but he can't hurt Bonavena. He can't drop him. He definitely can't stop him. And the knockout he needed before Frazier is slipping away with every minute.
I'm going up to ring center.
1 round left. 3 minutes. Ali is ahead on points. He could coast to a decision and go home. But he knows Joe Frazier is watching this fight. The whole world is watching this fight. And if Muhammad Ali cannot stop Oscar Bonavena, a brawler with no defense and a wild style, then how is he going to stop the most feared puncher on the planet? So in the final round, Ali stops dancing. He plants his feet, and he waits.
Oh! That left floored him. It came from nowhere. The first knockdown of the fight, he took the mandatory 8, and now Ali is behaving like the old Ali. Bonavena is running. If he goes down again, it's over. Ali is the knockout winner.
TKO, round 15. Muhammad Ali had his knockout. He had his statement. He had the fight with Joe Frazier, and he had no idea the man he had just stopped. The loud, awful man who clucked at him for 15 rounds had 6 years to live. 3 months later, Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier in the fight of the century. He lost. The knockout from Bonavena, in the end, wasn't enough. But Bonavena had played his part. He had been the test. He had been the bridge. In Argentina, despite the loss, he was still a hero. He went home. He kept fighting, another 24 times, but the opposition dropped. He was no longer a contender. He was a name. He drank. He gambled. He chased women he should not have chased. And by 1975, Oscar Bonavena was in serious financial trouble. That's when he got an offer he should have refused. A man in Nevada had heard he was looking for work. A man named Joe Frazier, a man who owned a brothel. The Mustang Ranch was the first licensed brothel in the state of Nevada. Joe Frazier ran it with his wife Sally. He had ties to organized crime. He was charming, dangerous, and famously possessive, especially of her. In 1976, Frazier brought Oscar Bonavena to the ranch. A publicity stunt, he said. Train there, draw celebrity attention, but the real story was Sally. Sally Frazier was more than 20 years older than Oscar Bonavena, and from the moment he arrived in Nevada, she could not stop looking at him. She bought him a Cadillac. She bought him a diamond ring. They traveled together. And by spring of 1976, everyone at the Mustang Ranch knew exactly what was happening between the boxer from Buenos Aires and the wife of the most dangerous man in the desert. Everyone except Joe Frazier.
Argentine heavyweight boxer Oscar Bonavena was shot to death today outside Mustang Ranch.
On the morning of May 22, 1976, Oscar Bonavena drove to the gates of the Mustang Ranch to see Sally one more time. A security guard named Ross Breimer was standing at the gate with a high-powered rifle. A single shot rang out across the desert. Bonavena died on the dirt outside the brothel, less than 6 years after the loudest night of his life inside Madison Square Garden. He was 33. In Nevada, the shooter was charged with manslaughter and served less than 2 years. In Argentina, almost nobody believed the official story. They believed Joe Frazier had ordered the killing. It was never proven. More than 150,000 people came to his funeral in Buenos Aires. He had been brash. He had been cruel. He had insulted Muhammad Ali in ways almost nobody on earth had ever dared. But for 15 rounds in Madison Square Garden, he had also stood toe-to-toe with the greatest heavyweight who ever lived. He had hurt him. He had refused to fall. He did not die in a boxing ring. But on the night of December 7, 1970, he made Muhammad Ali himself look human.